Howdy, folks. Welcome to the Injured Worker Show, where we give you the lowdown, the skinny, and the 5-0 on what's happening with injured workers in America and solutions to stopping the class war on them. And today's topic is going to be about Washington State Representative Emily Wicks, aka the Boss Lady, won't seek re-election. That's right, folks. It looks like Emily Wicks, who was or is one of my local representatives, state representatives, says she won't seek re-election. So basically, I'm just going to share with you what happened. If you go through these other videos on my page, you can see that I shared an email with her, and I'm going to see if I can transfer over here and we'll try and share with you what's happening. Here we go. And I'll bring up, this is a letter I sent to Representative Wicks back on Sunday the 20th. And it was also carbon, or whatever you CC'd to June Robinson, Senator June Robinson, and Representative Mike Sells as well as Emily Wicks. And basically, I was telling them how Washington is used to kill our injured workers fed issue for about 5 years now, and I was calling her out on some issues about her being and working with Lieutenant Governor Habib, and some as a communication director for him, as I was trying to get my issues addressed by him then and her. So it's frustrating to see this happen, but I just wanted to share with people. You'll have to watch the other video to get the full story of what happened, and you can read here for yourself the email that I sent her. Now, I can't guarantee that this email had anything to do with her deciding not to run anymore, but I can show you that there's nothing harmful in here, and there's nothing awful here except truths and facts as I've seen them and as I've lived them out over the last 5 years. I've saw help from the Democratic echelon here in Snohomish County. So I will try to minimize that one or get rid of it, and then I'll bring up another one here that I want to show you. This is basically what there was in the Herald. This was a Herald newspaper, our local newspaper that we have here in Everett, Washington. And these are the people that are running for Congress, and they're all my local representatives. Somebody else is trying to become a local representative, and this gentleman here is Mike Sells. He's leaving. So this lady here is Emily Wicks. She's leaving as well. And so that's going to leave 2 open spots, and that's this. I guess this is a Republican lady, and she's somehow hoping to fill these spots with all 3 actually spots. So anyways, it's kind of frustrating because it says political shakeup underway. Another Everett lawmaker makes an exit, and it says Democrat State Representative Emily Wicks of Everett announced Monday she will not seek re-election, saying it's time to reset how she serves the community following 3 satisfying yet exhausting years as a lawmaker. And I'm just going to leave it at that. One part of it, and then I'm going to share a link because I can't give you the full article here because I'm not signed up with the Herald newspaper, but you can go through and see the link. I'll add a link to it here and let you see what it is that the paper says. But the article, she goes on to state at one point in the article, it says it can be toxic. Not the legislators and the staff. They are amazing. You get thousands of compliments and then one awful email that tears you apart, she said. We need more grace. Well, I think we need more than grace, ma'am. I think we need honesty along with that grace. But we can't, when we try to incarcerate folks for something they're not really trying to do when they're trying to get their representative to represent them, then that's not grace either, ma'am. But anyways, I will move on, and I just wanted to share with folks that basically the boss lady who has the little business of her business, she says what she says. She's going to return to some entrepreneurial stuff, and so that's fine, and that's great. And I thought, well, that's cool. She wants to be entrepreneurial. That's awesome, and she wants to have a business called Bossy to the core. Then that's awesome too. If you want to go be the boss and be entrepreneurial, but I would like to say, ma'am, you may want to go join up with these ladies because your philosophy seems to align more with them and the biz agenda than it does with my liberal politics for which you claim to be a part of.
Advice for women in business.
Oh, what's that?
Get your fucking ass up and work.
Oh, no.
It seems like nobody wants to work these days.
This is bullshit.
That's so true. You have to surround yourself with people that want to work.
I think I should probably leave if this is the direction it's going
So
in.
if you put in the work, you will see results.
I think that's called the myth of rugged individualism.
It's that simple.
I'll just leave a copy of this here.
And there you go, folks. I think that possibly my state representative may need to go hang out with those folks because it might be more aligned with her, identity to want to employ other people and become an employer that teaches other people to become employed by themselves. Seems to be part of the Uberization of this nation, as far as I'm concerned. But kudos to her if she wants to go off and do something like that. That's Lord. I wish her the best of luck with that. And I hope she makes a fortune at it. But what I don't like is people not telling us, not being honest with us on this issue for our injured workers needing mental federal standards that we've needed for 5 years now. As other people have told us, we have other issues here that we need to address in Washington, not your federal human rights issue there. That's not appropriate. We need to stop putting states' rights before the workers' federal human rights. If Washington State is going to be a leading liberal state and set the standards, and maybe we need to start fighting for some minimum federal standards for all workers so that we all have some minimum federal standards. And I'm just going to leave it at that. That the boss lady probably, and that's cool that she wants to be entrepreneurial and go do that. But when I am asking you as an injured worker to step up and speak up, as injured workers across this nation are being harmed, as if we've lost 15% of our grand bargain benefits, work comp benefits nationally over the last 5 years, which has been a 5-year trend. That's a takeaway from labor. And apparently the boss lady's not offended by that, but I am. And you should be too if you work here in America, because that's a takeaway from you as well. Anywhere in America, it needs to stop. We don't need takeaways from labor that violate our human rights. If anything, we need to have some equal human rights across the United States, not each state getting to pick and choose if they're going to give some human rights out or not to the workers. They should all be given on an equal basis. And PTSD for police officers in one state but not in another state. You should have it in every state. Actually, maybe for every worker. Now we need to step up and start representing the workers in America, and especially the Democrats, because you don't get a claim that you want to run a small business and you want small businesses, teaching other people how to go start small businesses. Yet when I ask you to stand up and fight for the injured workers and our needed minimum federal standards, you try to have me jailed in silence. Then there's something not appropriate about that. And when that happens in a community in America, you need to speak up and speak out, not allow others to basically be the boss ladies, because that's somebody had told me they had went to one of these meetings with this lady and that they took control of the meeting and that it was their way or the highway type attitude people had towards these other old lady that was going to these meetings here in Snohomish County, and that's how they felt about this person. So we need to step up to those kind of people and say, maybe you're the silent bullies that are trying to silence others. We're trying to get a truce told, yet as you're in a position of power, you should be helping workers and backed by unions like the Washington State Labor Council, yet none of you can tell us the truth about a war on our injured workers and federal standards. If we're a liberal state and should be setting a standard that all the other states should have to follow. And if we had some minimum federal standards, they would have to. And that's why we should have nothing to fear here in Washington State. If we're treating our workers so great and so well, then we should have nothing to fear with other states being forced to do so too, so that our brothers and sisters have equal rights as workers that we do. I'll leave it at that. And like I said, I wish I don't want to see any of my Democrats taken down from the positions or stepping down. What I'd rather see them do is step up and represent us and fight for the issues I'm talking about here. But if you choose to step down and chase dreams of entrepreneurship, that's awesome. But when you're chasing my human rights and supposed to be there for my states' rights and human rights, and for me as an individual being, I would prefer that you put your entrepreneurial dreams aside and set your ambitions towards serving me as a member of the public that's for which you were basically sworn to serve. Leave it at that. Good luck to you and to the Kardashians. More money, more money. Go get it, girl. Work it, work it, work it.